really has anything to do with GameStop specifically. It's just that GameStop's more speculative. And so, funds are a little less willing to buy it when everything's tanking. No problem, Stardust. I've just been buying August 22 and Jan 23. I guess you could buy 24s, but at that point you're really paying for like the theta because you intend to exercise, right? Your premium on the contracts is really high. Ding ding. Another day over. So that was interesting. Guess I'll cover the day's price action real quick. This morning, a little higher than average FTDs as we start to see the FTDs come in on the market maker side from March OPEX. Now, the ETF FTDs from March OPEX are still a couple weeks out. But right now, for the next, 3 to 4 days, we have FTDs from our big run last month. And so we'll continue to see pretty decent price action, probably in the morning when that liquidity opens up, and then they'll do their standard shorting of the stock and then covering throughout the rest of the day. I think this will continue for the next few days. What we are going to be looking for tomorrow is increased long interest, or better yet, decreased short interest, because we did see puts bump up yesterday, just a little bit, not a lot, not as much as they had last Friday, but puts did bump up. Like I think put call ratio went from like 0.54 to 0.76. Last Friday it went from like 0.54 to 1.09, which was a huge move in like the number of puts. So yeah, hopefully we're going to see some increased long position, decreased short position, maybe a bump up in delta and gamma neutral, which are still above us right now. All kind of centralized around 136 as of this morning. So hopefully we'll see these shift up, and we'll see continued price improvement as we're trading a little bit below delta neutral right now. It's acted as a fairly stable floor for most of our downtrend. So I think if the market continues to kind of correct and a little bit of confidence comes in, I mean, SPY closing at 417 today. It's still a little better than yesterday, but not much. So the confidence in carrying these positions overnight is still weak. We see that, across the market. Tesla, Visa, Cat actually did kind of well, but it's got earnings tonight. Nvidia, Netflix, everything's selling off heavily into the end of the day. So I think as those fears ease, then we'll start to see, maybe a turnaround. It's still really speculative at this point, but if GameStop, the best performance I really expect from GameStop maybe this week will probably be just trading flat, slightly above 127. I don't know if it can do better than that. Qualcomm crushing earnings is good news, especially for AMD. So that's what we'll be looking for. Still in line with Wyckoff. Nothing's broken down. We've traded a little bit of volume below our LPS, but not much. Very minimal amount of volume below LPS. So yeah, I'm not super concerned about breaking that bottom trend line at 127. Not unless we see a major turnaround in the market. We'll take a look at that here. Boom. So things still look good for people who sold cover calls on the last peak. You're fine. Those don't seem to be at any risk of being called away if you sold them up here. I think you're going to be perfectly safe. And because of our reduced gamma neutral, and the reduced long interest, I think our high on this run won't. I don't think we'll see anything higher than that 140.41 resistance before coming back down. And now, hopefully, when we come back down out of this one, if we do turn around, and this could stagnate, right? We could get a couple days of this like flat trading while there's still a lot of fear in the market. But if this does stagnate and we see this move up, hopefully we find support here again on the next downside, or, and this is one of the other conditions for reversal, is we find support here at the top of this kind of like bullshit demand zone thing I drew, where long interest is higher. And if we can find support there and we can move up from there, that can create a scenario where our next high is higher because we now have a higher low, right? So we'll be paying very close attention to whatever turnaround we get in this period, how long that takes, how volatile it is, if there's a lot of volume or not, will help us gauge interest over the coming days. But we will be very importantly looking for the next low. If the next low is higher, that can be bullish because then we can kind of trade out of this dumpy channel that we're stuck in, and realize higher highs. Even if we just start to trade flat in that range, this is a much better support for us to be trading at up here at 132. All right, that's all. Facebook pumping, rip Facebook puts. Didn't I say I didn't want to play those? And things like Facebook now also having a good earnings can help, turn the market around as well. J Paugo, Burr, after hours. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.